Welcome everyone to another episode of In Depth with Academia. I'm Richard Price, founder and CEO of academia.edu, and I am genuinely thrilled that you're joining me today. We're delving into a fascinating recent paper by Stephanie Siebenhütter titled KUI Minority Language and Identity in the Digital Age. And as always, I'll be presenting the paper from a neutral perspective, not endorsing it, but truly digging into what it can tell us and what it might mean for you. So let's set the scene. The KUI are an ethnic minority scattered across Thailand, Laos, and Cambodia. Maybe you hadn't heard of them before. Actually, a lot of people haven't. And that's sort of what this paper is really asking is, can a language without its own writing system survive in today's digital world? What actually happens to ethnic identity for groups like the KUI when everything, from WhatsApp messages to Facebook groups, pushes folks toward bigger, more dominant languages like Thai or Khmer? It's a big question with global implications. I mean, think about it. How many minority groups are facing similar pressures, right? Is shifting to another language online the same as losing your culture? Or can people hang on to their traditions even as the language itself fades from digital view? It's not an easy yes or no. And well, that's what makes this study really intriguing for all of us, whether you study linguistics, anthropology, or just love learning how communities adapt. Okay, onto the research details. Siebenhütter spent years, seriously years, traveling to KUI villages in northeast Thailand and reached out to KUI communities in Laos and Cambodia too. She used interviews, questionnaires, and actual ethnographic fieldwork, plus a whole bunch of social media surveys. So basically, everything from face-to-face chats at village festivals to checking how KUI youth use Facebook and YouTube. Here's one thing to note. The KUI language has no standard writing system. So when KUI speakers want to text, post, or email, they almost always do it in majority languages. Thai, if they're in Thailand, or maybe Khmer or Lao if they're on the other side of the border. No newspapers, no radio shows, no KUI Wikipedia. But get this, they're not absent online. Far from it. KUI, people are active on Facebook, they organise cultural festivals, even have YouTube videos teaching KUI with Thai letters. It's like almost a workaround, a visible attempt to keep their identity alive, even without the deep digital tools that other languages have. Does this mean KUI culture is doomed? That's the twist. Siebenhütter's findings really make you question some assumptions. Although language loss online is real, KUI kids are using Thai or Khmer or whatever, cultural practices, rituals, and ethnic pride are stubbornly sticking around. Young people participate in social media groups that celebrate KUI heritage. There's still elephant catching and ironworking traditions, and even the KUI World's Day festival pulls folks together, both virtually and in person. Now, for listeners, the main takeaway is losing a language online doesn't mean losing cultural identity overnight. Siebenhütter cautions us, again, presenting neutrally, not giving final answers, but really inviting reflection. Just because a group uses a national language online does not mean they've stopped valuing their roots or can't participate in their culture. The choices KUI people make, switching between languages, joining broader social groups, sharing pop songs, are generally practical, not a sign of abandoning heritage. Another one of Siebenhütter's points, and I think this is super relatable, is this: social inclusion matters. KUI folks want to be understood. They want to participate in society, get jobs, connect. So they use Thai or Khmer where it makes sense. Very few people stop and think every time they send a text what language they're using. It's just habit and convenience. Sort of like when you use emojis instead of words, right? Wait, is that a loss of language? Haha, sorry, tangent. My brain just went there. Back on track, the digital gap for KUI is huge, not because of disinterest, but because of limited tools and a lack of official support. No KUI keyboard, no reliable KUI translation, and definitely no social media platform offering KUI as an option. But still, people find ways to connect and resist cultural erasure, even in a rapidly digitizing world. To sum up, this research challenges oversimplified views that language shift always equals cultural disappearance. For you, if you've ever worried about, say, your family's native tongue vanishing, or wondered whether speaking the dominant language means losing your background, this paper suggests it's not that clear-cut. Language is important, absolutely, but identity and culture can shapeshift and survive in surprising ways. So, what do we do with all this? Well, we keep asking questions. We stay curious. Remember, academic research is never the final word. It's more like a flashlight illuminating corners of the world we might have missed. Maybe you see echoes of your own community story in the KUI experience. Maybe you reflect on how technology is changing your own sense of self. Thanks for going in depth with me today. As always, I'm Richard Price, and I'll catch you next time. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and never stop learning.